Yo, what's going on, everybody? We're going to be checking out the S&P 500, Ethereum, and ADA, especially because Ethereum's merger just finished, so now we need to check out some price action and get ready for what could potentially happen. Checking out the S&P 500, we are continuing to trend downwards after CPI came out. We aren't at a super strong resistance level, so either way is on the table. However, most recently, the railroad scares have gone down because they have reached a temporary agreement, so I could see that as temporarily bullish for Monday, and we might just go fill up this gap because that's what markets tend to like to do. Keep in mind that filling the gap doesn't always work. You can see over here in this scenario, we actually gap down twice. And then over here though, we gap down once. And then just a few days later, we finally filled that gap a little bit and then we crashed back down. Now the railroad deal, that's temporary. I say this because this is a quote from Michael Baldwin, who is the president of Brotherhood of Railroad Signalmen. He said, when the members look at what is on the contract, I think they're going to see that wages and an extra day of paid leave is going to be beneficial to them. Sometimes you can't accomplish everything, so you have to come back next time. Ethereum's chart also looks very bearish. On the 15th to 16th, that is when the merger was completed, and it did sell off, and right now it is not getting a whole lot of strong buying pressure, and I do think that's because the overall market is preparing to go lower. Checking out Cardano, we are very flat. However, we are rolling over on the RSI, and we do have a slight topping formation right here. So I could see us going down to about 42 on the short term, and on the longer term, if we do go to our lows, maybe 38, 39. And if it breaks there, well, then all hell is going to break loose. But we are not even close to that level yet, so let's just relax and wait for the picture to play out. But that's everything I want to cover on the charts. The first project we're going to cover is Mandrillz, and they have their companion mint coming up on September 20th. The way this is going to work is they're going to have their public first, and then they're going to have their whitelist a day later, and then they're going to finish it up with another public if the whitelist doesn't sell out. There will be a total supply of 5,000, and then if you do have one of the splinters, 3,700 will be allocated for you, and available for the first public will be 1,224. Essentially, these splinters were a free mint for the holders of Mandrillz. It did cost 5 ADA, but that will be refunded during the companion drop. So you can come over here and you can see all these splinters. Right now they're going for about 28 ADA. During the public mint, you can mint a max of 5 per transaction, and for the splinter holders, you can use up to 10 splinters at once per transaction to mint up to 10 companions. They do have compatible wallets all down here. However, just in case you don't want to use the Wallet Connect feature, you can also use the classic way of sending in the ADA and the splinters at the whitelist mint to the wallet address and click on the manual instead of choosing a wallet. Now, these splinters do have rarities, and they do matter because if you do use the rarer ones, which are the cores, you have a 57.5% chance to mint a sub 1K or legendary companion. If you have the mantle, you have a 15% chance, and if you have a crust, you have an 8% chance. Do be careful. It says if you want to participate in this whitelist, make sure that you purchase these splinters on the secondary before the whitelist mint starts, because after it starts, there's no guarantee that they haven't already been used to mint. Now we're going to go check out some of the sneak peeks of Mandrillz, and their art looks pretty dang good. I mean, I think you knew what to expect once this was a Mandrillz project. Typical Mandrillz, you have the amazing, crazy art, so much going on, and then the background is also this graffiti-esque style, which they're keeping, and I love that. I know that there is a lot going on, and some people actually don't like that, but to be honest, it's artwork, and as long as the art is good, I don't really care about this whole PFP idea. I'm not buying these things to go flex them on Twitter like some people are. I'm buying them because I like their utility, and I think their project is going to continue to grow. To describe and explain these companions, we need to first understand Drill City. So Drill City is where you can build buildings of different kinds. They're going to be different sizes, have different properties, and they're also going to have different requirements. Drill City will also be the main step to start earning your drill token. And the only way that you can get those buildings is to have your companion. And certain companions can build certain buildings. So you do have the rarities of these companions, and they will matter, and they also have their own classes, such as an artist, a mechanic, technician, supplier, and worker. So if you want to build a garage, any companion can build that, and that is available in every single district. To have a house, you would need a worker, and you would also need to have a garage. To have a garden, you would just need an artist. A pool, you need a supplier and a house. To have a boathouse, you need to have a worker and a technician, and it needs to be on the waterfront. And if you want a mansion, then you need to have a technician and a supplier, as well as a pool and a garage. And then if you want the fat bank, you'll need to have any drill plus a sub 1K drill, so one of the rarer ones, and then you'll need one of each. So you'll need an artist, mechanic, technician, supplier, and worker, as well as a house, and you have to live in the city center. So that's all the utility. Now, if we do look at Mandrillz, their OG collection is sitting at an 89 floor, and if you want to mint one of these, it will cost you 90 for the public. So I do think that these are going to do well, but I do think that it would be much safer to mint during the whitelist. Also, people who mint during the public for 90 may be getting undercut by people who minted for 45 as well. In the future, I could definitely see them doing very well. This was one of those mints where it didn't do the greatest, but they had such a strong community that a month or two later, they started to blow up out of nowhere. Overall, Mandrillz is number 22 on all-time volume on the secondary, and I do think that these companions will be very beneficial once you can start building in their drill city. Now, as far as a mint and flip within the first week, I think if you get a common one, you're probably at break even, maybe a slight loss, but if you do get a slightly more rare one, then the more rare, the more money you're going to earn. My final thoughts on the mint is that if you do want to mint, you should 100% be buying these splinters. 28, even all the way to 30, 35, whatever, you're still saving yourself money. 28 plus 45 is 73, which saves you on average 17 ADA. Also, it gives you a slight increase at a chance of getting a rarer companion. The next project we're going to be covering is Animaliens, and they have a supply of 4,444 for a public mint price of 88. This mint will take place tomorrow on Monday the 19th, and there is a free mint, but you probably already know if you can do the free mint because you would have had to send in your address to either Romero or Kevin and won it somehow through some sort of interaction with them. But for the people who own one of the chosen ones, you can mint for 75, and if you are whitelisted or alien listed, you can mint for 80. Now, these are the chosen ones over here on JPEG Store, and right now they're going for about 85 ADA. The benefits of owning one of these NFTs is that you will get free passage to one of 8 of their planets, revealing your NFT's secret traits. You will also get whitelist for life on all of their collections, a private Discord channel with the team, one companion whitelist mint for life, and private raffles. This project is actually doing quite a bit, and I'm going to cover it in order from top to bottom as far as how they cover it on their website. So they're going to have this Nebula store, which is their built-in project store where holders can buy raffle tickets, participate in auctions, and trade Animalien NFTs powered by their smart contracts. Then they're going to have raffles and auctions. Holders can participate in periodic raffles and auctions on the website for their community voted items, including blue chip NFTs, whitelist spots, merchandise, and more. Then there are these secret traits, which we spoke about earlier, where each NFT's metadata will be encrypted with secret traits that can only be unlocked when migrating to other planets. We also get a look at some of the sneak peeks down here on their website, and these are what they're calling their chameleons. These are chameleons, or aliens, combined together. I believe Romero, who is their artist, actually has a pet chameleon, and that's where he got some of the inspiration from. Also, in the future, the way that their marketplace/store will work is that you will be staking your tokens in order to get their IEN token, and then you can use those in order to buy your raffles and your auctions. They also have this really unique idea. So it shows you right here that this is before the metadata is revealed, and then this is after the metadata is revealed. You can see that it's kind of like a mutation. However, the only way to unlock your true potential of your NFT is if you are a chosen one. So if you do have an NFT, your NFT has the same potential as every other NFT. But if you don't have your chosen one NFT, then you'll never unlock it. The other really cool idea that they had was that one NFT will equal one ticket into their tuition drawing. So this is going to help people that have either already gone to school and have payments on their loans, or people who are going to school and have tuition payments. And if you're not a student or don't have any student loan debt and you win the tuition drawing, the choice is yours. You can gift it to a family member, a friend, sponsor one of your mentees for their tuition. You can also use it for your own educational development, like a coding bootcamp. Also, if you prefer to cash it out and take fiat, you will incur an 18% fee that will be utilized by the community vote. The lucky winner must also be willing to be doxxed because they do want to make sure that this is at least going to some form of education. They also have these other planets, and like we spoke about earlier, this is where they hold different characteristics, and this is where you can find your character's hidden metadata. But each planet holds a unique characteristic with unique rewards, but the population is limited. So you'll either have to be the first to move there and be the first chosen to choose that planet, or you'll have to wait for somebody to leave. They are also going to have this Gamma Radar tool, which is a secret utility tool exclusively for holders. The premium version of the app can only be unlocked inside a special planet. My initial thoughts on this project is that I do like them. I see them in Twitter Spaces decently often, and to be honest, I haven't been on Twitter Spaces that often. So the fact that I see them pretty often probably means that they're there way more than most. What I really like the most though is how everything is connected together. So even how we saw all the way down here that a secret utility tool for holders, but the premium version of the app will be unlocked by a special planet, and we don't know which planet yet, but also you need the chosen NFT in order to go to different planets. And then there's also a limit to the population, so you need to choose wisely, as well as other characteristics, so you're really not sure yet. And then even if you go to any planet, then you can still unlock your unique metadata. Personally, I don't really care for the art, but I never buy projects based off of the art. I 99% of the time buy because of utility. I also really like that they're helping out with tuition, and I pray to God that I win that, because my tuition has been killing me. So I really respect that they understand how detrimental that really is to people. And when you're in that hole as a student and you have the added pressure to either get a job straight out of college so that you can pay for it, or even continue to hold a job while going to college so that you can pay for it, it's so stressful. So I really like that they're trying to help people out. Now, as far as a mint and flip, I'm leaning towards this actually not being the greatest mint and flip. However, I could see this project being one of those sneaky projects that kind of floats under the radar for a while and then goes crazy, kind of like how I spoke about Mandrillz earlier. I could definitely see something like that happening. Obviously, this is all speculation, so buy at your own risk, do what you're going to do. As far as a mint and flip, I don't see it being profitable within the first few weeks. I do say that very often, and I wonder if people understand exactly why I think this way, but overall it has to do with our market and the fact that most mints don't go well. So it has nothing to do with projects being good or bad, it's just going off of data from previous mints, and based off of that, still being in the bear market, almost no project stands a chance. Even Cornucopias went lower, so this is where I'm getting my opinions from. Now, the last project I have to cover is going to be tough because I do have to choose between Masashinu, Ape Nation, and Pheonix Arena. Also, stuff to pay attention to is Roku Noru for their next mint next week. Just like every project, I'm probably not going to mint it, but that doesn't negate the fact that they're doing some really cool things. So I'm going to choose to cover Pheonix Arena, mainly because I've already covered Ape Nation's mutations in the past, and I have my own video on it. So if you do want to watch that, feel free. And Masashinu's abstract art, you already know I'm not a huge fan of art. I do think they have some really cool things and I wish them the best, but art projects are not for me. Alright, so Pheonix Arena, jumping right into it. If you are whitelisted, you can mint for 70 ADA. If you are on the public, you will be minting for 85. There is a total supply of 5K, and this will be taking place on the 25th. However, during the public mint, if you do mint 6 NFTs, you will be minting for 425, which will give you one for free, which does bring the average price to 70 ADA, or the same whitelist price. In order to be on the whitelist, you just have to own one of their other NFTs, and then you head over to verified holder whitelist and register your wallet. In order to have this verified holder, you will need to verify your wallet first. Also, if you do own one of their 300 whitelist tokens, you will also be able to mint for the 70 ADA price. Some things to note about these fluffies: there will be these Wari tokens, which is the token for Pheonix Arena. However, you will also be able to earn RAD for each Cardano item in your Fluffy PFP. Also, Jelly Cubes just partnered up with their Fluffy Mint. So if you do get a Jelly Fluffy, you will earn 2x the Wari rewards, which is their token. And then the Jelly Fluffy holders will also be airdropped a special 1-week pass to the BIG. If you don't know what the BIG is, you should. So I'll have it in the description below and you can go check it out for yourself. But essentially, this is the Block investment group from Block is Hot. Over on Twitter, they have this utility thread that explains the Fluffy NFT utility. So we've already spoken about the Wari that you can passively earn and the RAD token, but there also is an in-game identity, and these PFP item traits that yours has will be airdropped as in-game NFTs. Some reasons why you'd want this Wari token is that it will be used to pay the arena entry fees, purchase discounted PFP NFTs, use tokens to purchase mystery boxes that have additional gameplay NFTs, as well as governance. So how this is going to work is that these points or Wari tokens will stack up, and in order to receive them, you will need to send a transaction and then you'll get your Wari tokens. However, you can let them accumulate for as long as you like before you do this. Looking through their white paper, they have just recently updated some things, but leveling up will require those worry tokens, and also you can scrap your bad gear or gear that maybe you have duplicates of for worry tokens as well. So even if you do mint and you don't like whatever you got, you can always scrap the gear later, and maybe that will help you level up in the future. If you want to go read the rest of the white paper, which I highly recommend you do if you're interested in this project, head over to project info and then download the white paper yourself and go check it out. But we're going to go look at the teasers right now and check out their artwork. First up, I was not expecting this, but I probably should have. They're calling these things fluffy, and they are everything but. It's kind of like when you call the biggest man in your team Smalls or something. My favorites out of all the sneak peeks so far is this Melting Moon Boys one, and it does have the Melting Moon Boys chain, and I just think it looks really, really cool. But then also there's like a Goku one with the Melting Moon Boys, so these are probably my favorite. I think those look the absolute coolest. Art as a whole, you already know my opinion on it, but I still do like some things like this. It's not going to be the reason I buy, but they look pretty cool. Also, when you go and check out the white paper, it looks really well done when it's next to their other collections, so I really like that. I also really like their UI. I just wanted to make note of that. You know, ranked, quick match, quests, practice, very big, very bold, clickable buttons. You got squad, items, my NFTs, settings, questions, and probably leaderboards or trophies. And then this is the amount of worry that you have and probably your username. And then this just mutes the sound. It doesn't need to be too complicated or else there's too much going on and people will get overwhelmed and probably click away. So I think this is the perfect amount. Do pay close attention though. The maxes are at a 33 ADA floor and the divers are at a 28 ADA floor. So this is likely not going to make you any profit in the short term. My final thought on this project is that their game is starting to come along very nicely. I think everything's starting to look very cool. I think people are starting to understand the full idea, and it's only a matter of time before more people jump on. And if they do finally finish the game and it's a great product, then these things could go crazy. We've finally started to see the floor rise with Dirtbirds, and it's been about time. Dirtbirds have been well deserving of this floor price, but they just haven't seen it, and now they finally are. I could definitely start to see this for this project and many others out there. So what I'm doing with my money is I'm putting it into projects that have been building, and I'm not minting anything brand new for quite a while. I would much rather lose my money in a project that's already down and continuing to build right now than buying something brand new at a brand new mint price and hoping that I can double it in a day. But thank you guys so much for watching. This is everything that I wanted to cover today. Remember to get outside, see your family, see your friends. We're here to make more money so that we can spend more time with them. Until next time, guys. Peace.
Yeah, well I was caught up in your sentence. I was asking for permission. Should've took and went the distance. Don't need you to know my mission. Got your coins, we'll get to